Okay, we are now live. Hello, everybody. Lisa McInnes, as you probably know, with Verico Paragon Mortgage Inc. I am really excited to be here today. I'm with Jorgia from Kids Up Front Edmonton, and Jorgia and I kind of have a personal history too. It's funny because we've known each other personally for years and years and years, and then she started coming into my business life through different areas. So it made me think, okay, this is something that I need to reach out to because obviously we need to have a conversation about what her company is doing. So, Jorgia, I'm going to turn it over to you. If you could tell us what Kids Up Front is, what your job is, just tell us a little bit about you. And then if I have any questions, I'm just going to pop in. Oh, but before I do that, my disclaimers. Working from the home office, and I have little dogs that might bark. So if they do, I apologize.
All good. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I always joke Edmonton's such a small city and surroundings, so everyone just knows everyone. So it was great to connect again. I am the Fund Development Manager for Kids Up Front Edmonton. And basically our goal and our mission is fun. So we provide fun, enriching experiences to deserving kids in the community. And we do that by partnering with like over 100 child and youth serving agencies in the city. So names that you might recognize like Ronald McDonald House, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Bent Arrow Healing Society, and just groups like that, and provide those families and children with the opportunity to go and do fun things. So we're in sports season now that it's the summer. So things like football games, basketball games, and baseball games. But as well, other things like last week we had a bowling night out at Plaza Bowl. We've done cooking classes. We helped facilitate the Dream Night at the Edmonton Valley Zoo for kids with disabilities or illnesses. And yeah, just kind of everything around like that. And finding new ways to, ensure all kids have access to things that make them tick, inspire them. Just knowing that there's so many benefits to having fun, which we sometimes forget. It's important to foster healthy childhood development, create bonding, and it's actually been proven to be a preventative measure for mental health concerns and mental illness concerns. So being able to put that energy into doing something fun together as a family, exposing youth to different things. So that's basically what we do.
That's awesome. So then when you've got different, I want to call them chapters, that may not be the right terminology for you guys, but because different areas of different cities, right? So like you've got an Edmonton chapter or company, and are there other other areas that you work in? Like I know you're probably specifically Edmonton and surrounding areas. So how far is your map, I guess?
Yeah, so we are under like a national umbrella. So there's a couple chapters all within Canada. We are basically anything north of Red Deer, because there is a chapter in Calgary. And so it's Kids Up Front Edmonton, but it's Kids Up Front Edmonton and Northern Alberta. As we expand and grow, and especially during COVID when we didn't have any of those in-person stadium events, we realized, well, we're able to actually reach other, agencies. And so we've been as far as 8 hours north to Little Red River, and kind of anything in and around there.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Okay. So how do you usually go about finding the events for the different children? Like what does that process look like?
So we have really good relationships with the major entertainment providers in the city. So the Edmonton Elks, the Edmonton Stingers, the Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation, and the Edmonton Riverhawks. And we basically have season tickets to a lot of those kind of events, and then are able to distribute those. So that makes it really easy. We always say we're probably the biggest season ticket holder at a lot of these, just because we have such a large volume of kids. Then other things, we work with other sort of entertainment providers. So we've started to work with Explore Edmonton a lot more, and anything the city of Edmonton has. I mentioned the zoo we had relationships with. We recently introduced a program called our Wish List, which we got funded through grants. And so that's where agencies and kids are actually able to tell us what they want to go and do and see and whatever. And then we're able to use the funds to purchase that for them. So a big one is, West Edmonton Mall, which we also have a partnership with them there. That's kind of where the bowling came from. We did a foam fighters night, which is a Nerf gun fighting arena with a bunch of kids. Yeah, that was really
there, done that. That's a fun afternoon or evening for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the Tell Us World of Science. Yeah, just like everything like that. We try to partner with them to find ways, in which we can both benefit, because they want to see more people through the door. And we want to provide that access to kids.
Awesome. Okay. So, it comes to like say hockey games or like the Elks games, last minute, all of a sudden you can't go to the game. So like if I had tickets, is it something where I could reach out to your company and say, hey, I have tickets, I don't want them to go to waste. Can you find a family or can you find somebody to take these tickets?
Yeah, absolutely. Last minute to an extent. So we usually, if it's during the work week, it's noon the day of the game, before noon. And then obviously just on the weekends, we don't work. So as long as it's before then, but we actually especially for Oilers games, we always have more requests than, we can accommodate. And so, the second we get those in, we already have a waiting list of people that are waiting, that they requested that they really want to go. And so we're able to say, hey, we actually got this for you. Last minute opened up and you're able to go. So even during the playoffs, we got some donations. And obviously that's just like life-changing for those kids. So they were more than happy to go last minute.
No kidding. Like what an experience. I mean, I was lucky enough to be able to take in a game and just yeah, it's just amazing. It's a totally different feeling than a regular game. So if you're able to experience that, just how much excitement that is, that would be so cool.
The little boy who went to that game, he actually spoke at our gala back in May, because he had the opportunity to meet Evander Kane through us and go on a holiday shopping spree with him at Walmart. So that was obviously like super cool. They all got gift cards to buy gifts, and Evander Kane was signing things and helping them pick stuff out. But it was really cool for him because in his speech he goes, yeah, McDavid's okay, but I want to be just like Kane when I grow up. Like that was his role model, and he got to see him. And he is a half black, half white young kid who plays hockey. And so getting that kind of representation was really important for him. So definitely made him think that he could chase his dreams and continue to play hockey. So
that's awesome. Well, I mean, Kane's pretty cool. I like Kane too. Yeah, I like him too. He made an impression this year for sure, a good impression. So
exactly.
That's awesome. What else did you want to tell me about, or tell people who are watching the video about your company? Is there anything else that you'd love for people to know that maybe they wouldn't know?
Yeah, we have lots of stuff on our website about ways you can get involved. So like you mentioned, if you have tickets or passes to not even just sports, but sometimes there's concerts or theater performances, we're a great resource to put that to, and you can actually get a tax receipt for what you paid for that amount. So it's also a good way, to make sure they don't go to waste there. Again, on our website, we have some upcoming events that it's always great to get involved. We also like to have fun, practice what we preach. So feel free to check those out. And we're also always looking for volunteers or actually suite ambassadors. So when we get suites donated, we love to have volunteers go in there with the youth, because for some of them, it might be their first time going in a suite and they just don't know everything to go in there. So that's a really good way to get involved too. And then there's a little bit more information on there, just how important it is for kids to have access to fun, especially post-pandemic. Youth disillusionment is a top 10 global concern after terrorism, which is very, very scary. So, being able to find different ways, and this is one of those outlets to, combat that risk there. So that's about it.
That's awesome. So for anybody that's watching this, what I'll do is in the comments, I will put the links to the different, to the website or to the Facebook page or the Instagram page. I'll go in after the video has been posted, and I'll update that so that you can easily find information. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had for questions. I was just, when I learned about your organization, like I'm always looking for different ways to kind of bring the different organizations to the forefront, right? And this is such a near and dear thought to my heart, just because we got to help the kids where we can, right?
Yeah.
Everybody deserves to have fun. So
I will mention also, if you are watching this and you think of any youth serving agencies, so we work with schools, charities, feel free to tag them or to let me know, because we're always looking for more agencies to get access to our experiences as well. And some of the smaller ones we don't know about. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, yeah, you had mentioned there was one that you had mentioned. So can we find the different agencies on your website as well that you work with? Is that on the website?
Some of the bigger partners that we work with, yes. And then if you're not sure, we have a database, so you can always let us know. And even though someone might be an agency partner of ours, maybe there's another person there that would also like to sign up to request those experiences, so that we have multiple people from an agency kind of working with different families. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. That's good to know. Great. Well, I think unless you have anything else you want to add.
No, I think that's everything. Yeah. Feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I share very happy, feel good stories. So. Oh,
that's awesome. Perfect. Well, Jorgia, thank you so much for your time on a Monday morning. I think this is a really great start to the week. There's often not that great posts and updates, so I try to be as uplifting as possible. So thank you again for your time. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the space to chat.
You bet.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
Bye.